Hey, okay, we're here sitting with Richard Colman this morning. Richard's a three-time Paralympic athlete, World Championship athlete, and Commonwealth Games athlete as well. Richard, welcome to our website, and certainly it's been a joy to spend the last hour with you drinking a bit of coffee and catching up for old time's sake. Mate, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and where your journey has come from?
Yep. I'm a Geelong boy, so I've grown up here in Geelong and in beautiful sunny day as we got here today on the weekend. And I've grown up and I've come through Geelong and I've had a go at every sport I could. So it's been a long journey. I've been now doing wheelchair racing for about 20 years. So it hasn't been easy, but it's been a fun and an exciting journey.
Yeah, fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about what some of your greatest achievements have been?
I think it's just having a go, and some of the greatest things is just having a go with the able-bodied guys, and some of the most memorable races aren't often the successful ones. It's also the ones that I've just had the most fun at and met the most people and most interesting countries, and some strange countries around the world I've had the most fun, and just enjoying these races that you never know you were going to ever go to. So I've probably the most successful one was the London Paralympics, where winning gold medal in the 800 metres is probably my #1 achievement.
Yeah, fantastic. And how many countries have you actually visited?
I'm now up to 49 countries. I've trying to get to the 100. That's one of my bucket list goals. So I'm hopefully going to go to Glasgow this year, and that will be Scotland number 50. So
fantastic.
It's on the. I've got a challenge with a few other friends to get off who can get to the 50 and then to the 100 first.
Yep.
So another one of my friends, she's on 49 as well. So
really?
She's stuck there as well, and we're trying to get to it each. So I did 13 countries last year. I did 4 new ones, so I ticked off a few new ones last year, and Liechtenstein was a new one. I did a day trip from Switzerland one day last year on a day off from training, and it doesn't really count because I just went there for lunch on a Sunday, but it's another country. I went into a different country, and it counts. So I'm trying to do a few different ones, and we do mainly the same ones every year. So we do England, Switzerland, France, America usually every year. So I do the same 10, then you usually do a few different ones each year. I do trying to get a few extras to go off the list as well. So I do around 10 every year, but there's often same 10. So trying to go to a few new ones now.
I've got one in my passport, so I've got a bit of catching up to do.
Yeah, some of my mates are doing that as well. So everyone's got to see the world.
Yeah, fantastic. Your gold medals in the Paralympics and World Championships have been in the 800 metres. Is that your preferred event at the moment?
Yeah, it's probably one of my successful ones. I started my junior career at sprinting and doing the sprints as most kids do. And as I got older, I started becoming more successful in the 800. And the 4 and the 15s I really enjoy them, and I like to do all three. But sometimes things don't go your way, and you win one and you don't win the other one, but you might be in great shape. So I like the 800 because it's so short, but you make one mistake and it's all over. So you've got to have everything go your way, and you've got to be very on your game and everything go your way to win. And I've been lucky in a few times where everything's gone my way and I've won, but I like to step up now. I've been doing a bit more distance over the last few years. Last year I did more marathons. I did 9 marathons last year, so ticked off a few marathons, and some weren't successful, but it's all about learning and getting better as an athlete as I get older. And I felt that to do better in the 800, to get faster, I had to do something different, and I soon learned that was what I wanted. And 800s, I actually did the personal best last year, first time in 3 years. And I feel it's because I've been doing this distance work. I'm stronger, I'm faster, and I feel better, and I'm more confident doing the marathon. Some weren't so successful, and others I were, and I've been up and down, but I'm trying to be more consistent and learning, and it's about just learning over the years. So
awesome.
That's what it's about.
Well, what your PB in the 800 metres? What's that?
It's now 1:34. So I've taken off last year. I did a 1 second PB in Switzerland. 2 weeks after World Championships, I had a pacemaker, and he took me through, and we went under the world record unofficially. So I went under it. I just couldn't claim it on the day. So I know I can do it now, and I didn't think it was possible. Over the last few years, the world record stood for 3 years, and we all thought it was out of reach for any of us. So there was probably about 10 guys who were all exactly the same, and now I think we're all starting to believe it's possible. We just don't want to pacemaker the field to do it. We all want it ourselves. So it's all becoming tactical, and we all want to do it.
Nice. It's still 7 seconds under the able-bodied athlete anyway.
6 seconds. 6, 7 seconds. So it's pretty quick over the last lap. We go quicker, and it's brutal, just the same as the able-bodied runners. The last lap and the last 200 is it hurts.
Yeah. So I guess we're looking at a minute 34 for the 800 out to the marathon, which is about an hour 34. Can you tell us what your body goes through in the marathon?
It's the same as the able-bodied runners. We still hit the wall of 34k. Often there's that breaking point, and sometimes you don't hit the wall, and they're the marathons you enjoy, and other days you hurt from the start. And New York last year was a bad day for me. I hurt from, there was a bridge at the start, and you climb for 2k, and I was in pain from the start, and it just never got any better. And they're the ones that you hurt, and it was 42k by myself, and I was in a world of pain the whole race. And other days you get to the finish and you feel great, and I did that in America in June, and I did a personal best there of 1:24, and I felt great the whole way, and it was a good tailwind the whole way, and I felt great, and I was able to attack and push the pace. I was one of the strong guys, and I had a good day. And other days you hurt, and sometimes you don't. And a lot of the times with the wheelchair guys, we draft in the pack the whole time, and you take your turns at the front, and the weaker guys do less turns, but the stronger guys do the work. And it's about the etiquette of taking your turns at the front and doing it. And if you're not strong enough, you don't often do turns, but then you don't win. It's all those etiquettes, race etiquettes and stuff. But I know as I get older and stronger, I will be strong enough to do it. And I'm going to be strong enough to take your turn and go hard at the start. And wheelchair boys, we often attack for some reason. They go hard, flat out from the start, and it's about trying to hang on for that initial attack. And if you can drop guys in that attack, then they're not coming back. And then often the pack will slow down during 5k or 10k, and you just got to stay until they do. Then you get to recover and rest. The whole pack will just suddenly rest for a bit, and then somebody will attack. And some races it's attack after attack, so it's brutal. It's never ending. But then other races it's tempo the whole way, which is good, and all sharing the lead and being friendly, which is it's not very often when you get 20 guys working together. So and
do you find, like in those marathons, it's when it is brutal and you got everyone together and everyone is just you were waiting for the next tack, it's hard to feed the nutrition and the fluids, keep all that up? Yeah,
I'm one of the guys that in the marathon I don't often drink, which is not really good, and nutritionists say you've got to drink and eat, and I can't. My body just doesn't absorb it, and I feel really sick if I have anything during the race and stuff, and anything too close to training or before training, I can't eat in the morning, so that's really bad. But I know my body, and I know that I just got to eat straight afterwards, and I've got to have the right food during the day. But I know that I can't really eat much during the session, or can't drink much Gatorade or power stuff during it. I can drink water, but during the marathon I don't drink, so I've got to be well hydrated before it, and then make sure you recover afterwards and do the right things and have your energy straight afterwards and all those kind of things that help you recover. And the other boys do, and you see the boys drinking during the race, and just a little bit, and keeps them fresh and gets them going. So it's everyone's different, and it's about knowing your body, and that's what I've got to know.
Yeah, and that's what part of your training's all about, isn't it? Just preparing for those race days.
It is. It's about knowing what you can do and how your body's going to go, and I feel that my body's in good shape at the moment, and I'm knowing my body better and better as I'm getting older, so that's good.
Yeah. Mate, you got so many rivals around the world, and we've spoken about them earlier today. Can you tell me who would you rate as probably your greatest rival currently or in the past?
It's a number of guys. I've been great rivals and great friends with all my rivals, and with the wheelchair racing now around the world, we're all good mates. And I've had guys come to my house every January, and it's pretty cool. Come to Geelong, and they see this great place, and each year they all look forward to coming out to Australia because they're in winter and it's snowing, and they come out here and they have a week of or a month of training with me in my house, and then when in June or wherever I might go to their house and get to stay with them and their family, and it's really cool because then you get to know them a bit better, and then you get to know them off the track, and you have dinners with them, and then you get to know them better. But then still on the track, as soon as you get on the track, you're still a bit of rivals, and you still don't hold anything back, and but often you become good, better mates, and they will help you, that will work for you, or you will work for them. If they ask you, I need to go for a certain time today to qualify for the Paralympics or whatever, you're more willing to help them, be their pacemaker, because you know it's going to come back and help you. You don't go, no, I'm not helping you. You will pacemaker because you know it's going to come back in your favour. In the future, when you want to do it, they will go, yeah, no worries, and they'll sacrifice themselves for you, and that's been really good. I've sacrificed a few races for these guys, and they've helped me, and that's what it's about, and helping guys, knowing what's beneficial for you in the future.
Absolutely.
And I've been racing these guys now since 1999, and so it's been a while, and I know exactly what the guys are going to do. I know the French guy's going to sit there in the pack, and I know the American, and I know the Spanish guy, he likes to go to the front, and they like to go hard, and they like to work. And I know some other guys just like to do a short attack, and you know what everyone's going to do because you race them 4 or 5 times a year around the world, and you get to know them very well. And when someone throws up something strange, the whole race goes, "What is he doing?" And it's surprising, but it's not very often there's a surprise attack and a surprise move. But you get to know them very well, exactly what they're going to do, and it's about coming to the Paralympics and making them think they know what you're going to do. And then in the Paralympics in the final, change things around and make it different. And then they surprise them and you get the win. And that's what I've tried to do. And I got lucky in London. I changed things around and I was lucky and had a win. So it's different, but there's a lot of guys. Like in the 800, there was 15 guys who could win it. But the marathon in London this year in April, we had a pack of 30 crossing the halfway mark. So it was still 30 guys left who could win it. And they came across the finish line and there were still 4 guys broke away. And that's what happens. And I was in the second pack between 5th and 10th, and we were exactly the same time, 1:35.05.
Perfect.
And we're all across the road. So it's that competitive. And you go to Japan, and we have a race in Japan each year, and there's 200 guys in the race. And so you packs of 30, 40 guys, and it's so competitive these days. There's guys around the world they're all such elite athletes, and everyone's professional, and that's where Paralympic sport is now. It is professional. Everyone is treated professionally. We are treated as elite athletes. We train full time. We do all these great things, and it's really good to see countries the last few years who may not be professional before are now professional. They're sponsored. They're working as professional athletes, and they're stars in their own countries. They're famous. The Colombian guy, the guys in all these other countries are now famous athletes in these countries because they are professional and they're doing well. And their able-bodied athletes may not be successful, but the Paralympic guys are. And so then they're well off. They're doing well for themselves, and they're showing that disability can do anything. And they do travel. They own the business. They have a own house, and they do all these things. And that's what's great about this Paralympic sport these days.
Yeah, fantastic. You mentioned there being a professional athlete. Obviously, you're training 7 days a week, and it's that old philosophy that if you're not training, your rivals are. Can you take me through just a typical day, and certainly talk to everyone about how long those days are as well? Yeah,
it's been pretty crazy. Like I train 7 days a week, and Mondays is my only rest day, so I get a bit of a sleep in. But it's never easy. It's always still admin and all that kind of stuff on Mondays, and then you have an hour of physio, and then you do your recoveries on Monday. But every week is 12 at least. In my easy weeks is 12 sessions a week. It covers gym, swimming, bike, boxing, flexibility, and also track and road. So do a lot on the roads here in Geelong around the different courses. So you do a lot of different things, and it's hard to fit all those different things in, but you rotate through your program and you fit it in. So I do a lot of sessions, but I can do up to 20, 21 sessions a week in the base in the period. So the lead up to the Paralympics is the hard bits, and before London Paralympics I was doing 18 sessions a week. So it was crazy, plus your ice bars, plus your recoveries and all this kind of stuff, which is never fun, but it's got to be doing it to be able to back up day in, day out. So it's crazy. Tell us
a little bit about your machine, sort of the weight, the cost, and certainly the top speed going down the Leopold Hill.
Yeah, so I have a specially made racing chair that's come from Japan. So I'm very lucky that I'm sponsored by OX in Japan, just north of Tokyo and Chiba. So I'm sponsored by these guys. And quite a few of the elite athletes, quite a few athletes are sponsored by them. And I go to Japan every year to race in there and try and do well in one of the main races. So I'm very lucky. It's about 7-8 kilos, so you can lift it up in one hand. It's made of aluminium and carbon fibre. I race with carbon fibre wheels. So we do that, and then tyres are all racing elite tyres, so it's pretty cool. So we do all that kind of stuff, and I have bike helmets, and I have elite equipment, and we change every year with different wheels and bearings. So yeah,
fantastic. In the gym, obviously, as a wheelchair athlete, you're super strong up top. I'm not going to arm wrestle you today because I know who's going to win. But can you certainly tell us something I guess I've always wanted to know, like how much can you bench press, and whether you're doing chin-ups and pulling yourself up with your chair as well as a bit of a party trick? And
chin-ups and dips and push-ups and all those things. I can do them all day, and that's what it's about. Wheelchair racing is not about having max power, and you don't want to have the biggest muscles and the most strength because you're going to blow up and you're going to hit lactic acid quicker. So it's about having power to weight ratio, having the endurance muscle. So that's what you want to do. You want to be able to have good strength for a longer period of time,
Yep.
and that's what you wanted. I'm not that strong. I'm getting better, but I can't lift as much as what I want.
Yep.
But I don't want to do it because I bulk up too quick. So as
Yep.
soon as I do weights, I bulk up really quickly.
Yeah, awesome. Coaching, what advice can you give your athletes?
I just have a go and have fun, and I'm coaching now and getting involved in many different aspects of coaching here in Geelong, Victoria, and Australia, and it's fun. It's interesting. It's good to see kids getting involved. I'm coaching kids from 10 here in Geelong and 11-year-olds, and all the way up to the 35-year-olds who are still getting involved in sport for the first time in Paralympics, and it's great to see these guys having a go and being active and improving week in, week out, and it's pretty crazy, and I love to help them, and it's actually helping me in my own program because I'm understanding how to structure the programs and understanding why we're doing this day and this day, and it's actually making me understand my own training better, and it's making me faster, and I'm getting faster, and it's good, and I get to see these guys, and it's keeping me on my toes because I know one day they're going to be beating me, and hopefully I'm going to keep on my toes longer so they don't. And that's the role, but I'd love it to be able to coach a kid to the Paralympics and help him win a medal, and if I can do that, then I'll be successful. And I can win a medal myself, but if I can help somebody else win, and even if he beat me to win that medal, then I'd be celebrating. I'd be the happiest guy ever. And even though other people see that as a fail for me personally, but no, I'd be seeing it as the most successful games ever. And if I could help somebody else win a medal, if I was pacemaker or I helped an athlete win it, that would be dream come true. So it's coming through. Wait a few years.
Yeah, I know that there's probably nothing greater in life than an athlete beating their coach. And I know that we've got one boy that is looking forward to that day. So
I've got a few kids who are looking forward to that.
Mate, you got a pretty busy next few months. Can you sort of share with us what's happening?
Yeah, and this week I'm heading off to Townsville for Run Townsville as part of my ambassador role for Commonwealth Foundation. So I'm heading up there for a 12K race, and then I started my camp. So every year we head to Townsville for a winter camp, which is here in Australia, and then it's 25 and sunny every day. So we are training in beautiful sunny Townsville every day during winter. It's no rain, and it's perfect. Townsville is a really good place for us. They're really supportive of sport, and their community is really supportive of everyone. So I like going up there, and it's a small community, so there's no distractions, there's nothing up there, and you just train and you get training done, and it's an amazing place. And then from there I'm heading to Europe and doing a couple of diamond leagues, one in Lausanne and one in Paris before heading into the team camps before Glasgow for the Commonwealth Games in the end of July, where I'll be racing the 1500.
Yeah, fantastic. Finally, mate, we've talked about how we're sort of starting to create that pathway. Or the pathway exists, but now we're starting to promote it and make sure that people know that the pathway exists for kids that are looking to go through athletics and certainly not let their disabilities stop them from achieving anything. How can they get in contact with you, or how can they get involved to be able to start that pathway and that journey for themselves?
Yeah, it's really good. There's so many opportunities now with athletics, and particularly here in Victoria. We've got Little Athletics Victoria and Athletics Victoria, and if you want to get involved, just email them and get in contact with them, and they can put you in contact with either myself or any other coaches in Victoria who can coach you. And I'm now coaching all around Victoria, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more athletes involved. And Athletics Australia is really heavily involved in developmental work, and we're doing some really cool things, and there's some cool things happening in the future, and I can't wait to be involved in all these things. And I'm going away as a first team management role in November, so looking forward to being away on the other side of the fence, not just the athlete, I'm being a team manager, so it's going to be a bit of pressure on me to get these kids up and doing all the right things. So I know how hard it is being an athlete, so I'm going to have to work hard as being a team manager. But yeah, if they get in contact with me during social media or anything like that, I'm happy to help out. We've got a lot of chairs at the moment where they can borrow racing wheelchairs and get involved that way. And particularly if you're a wheelchair athlete, there's so many opportunities now, and you can travel the world. And I'm happy to help out with equipment and all those kind of things.
Unreal. Thank you very much for joining us today, and it's been a pleasure, as always, to speak to you. And we always throw a lot of ideas around. We wish you all the best for the next coming few months, and hopefully the success will follow us through to the end of the year with Little Ats as well.
Cool. Thank you very much, and thanks guys for having us.
Thank you.